Hello everybody, this is Starman, and welcome back to Let's Play Betrayal at Krondor. Well, last time you remember we indulged in a quest so silly that Raymond Feist specifically called it out in his thoughts upon the game in the afterword to the novel Krondor the Betrayal, The Quest for Ale, as he called it. So we have helped mitigate a civil war by helping a bunch of soldiers find booze in the part of the kingdom just south of Northward, and now we are in the southern reaches of the Dimwood, going to attempt to fight our way to the northern parts of the Dimwood. And you're probably wondering, why on earth are we in the Dimwood? Because why do we need to come here when you cleared out the 2 quests you can do here earlier? And this place is about to become ground zero for more to hell invasion as they push their way towards Sephinon. Well, there is a method to my madness, as I said before. And that madness is that we currently, in Goraf's inventory, have 2 very nice swords. Both swords of Lim's Krogma, both blessed with the highest possible damage-dealing spells and enchantments. And 2 fine swords will not do Goraf much good, particularly once we find the best sword in the game. Which we will, as Goraf, find the best sword in the game. You may depend upon it. So what are we going to do with these 2 fine swords? Well, we are going to put them someplace where they will do Goraf and James some good in Chapter 7. And there will not be much in the way of combat here in the Dimwood, and this chapter, strangely enough. That will not be the case next time around. And we will not be able to take the road north to High Castle from here, on account of the Moradhel armies will be coming this way. Owen stopped. He looked at the band crossing the pass ahead and called out, "Will you allow a safe passage?" An answer was returned swiftly with great authority. "By order of Prince Riffle, we forbid you to come any further." Cupping ahead to his mouth, Owen called back, "We are on official kingdom business. You must let us pass." "We have strict orders not to allow anyone further north," came the response. Goraf stepped forward next to Owen. "What should we do?" "We are greatly outnumbered. We should leave." And yeah, greatly outnumbered by Queegian mercenaries, oddly enough. And I recall there being some more to hell lock chests somewhere close by to here. Ah, here we go. What goes down in the cellar with 4 legs but comes back with 8? Why, that would be a mouser. And I don't mean the bomb-throwing Super Mario Bros. 2 enemy. And voila, with that done, 2 fine swords for James and Locklear. Of course, this does leave us with relatively weak swords for ourselves, but, well, Goraf is so awesome at this point, we hardly need to worry about it. And we'll go back the way we came. And try and make our way westward, back through Malik's Cross. Or not Malik's Cross, what is that town there? Not Quester's View. Hawk's Hollow is the one I was thinking of. Because, in case you forgot, in the 3 ways that we've determined it so far, our next goal is trying to get west to Elvandar. Which means going through the Macmordain Cadal, which means... boom, Hawk's Hollow. And this will, as Owen note, take us almost back to the very beginning of the game. And yeah, we spotted another ambush. And we did manage to surprise the enemy. Only one magician among them, and we got a clear shot at him. Curious. After all of the really great weapons these guys were carrying before, it seems like they have rather pitiful stuff now. Still, can't be helped. Although we seem to have gotten further north than I wanted. Oh, actually, we're almost all the way to Zun now. Skipped Hawk's Hollow completely. And another ambush right by the temple, no less. Tiptoe through the ambush with me. And here's the road to Zun. But before we go into the Makmordane Kadal, I think we'll go ahead and take one more trip back through LaMut. And never ambush. But yeah, we'll pay one more visit to Dubal and Sumani, just for old time's sake. And nothing there. Owen motioned to the figure across the room. The man walked over to join them. He stood before them, eyebrows arched inquisitively. I hope you will find your experience here in the Blue Wheel a pleasurable one. You're Surani, aren't you? Do you belong to the garrison here in LaMut? I've heard that many of Urokosumi's troops were once from Suranuani. It is so. Why did you leave the garrison and run a tavern? Surely you would have had more opportunities for advancement in the garrison. You might one day gain land for yourself, or even a title. Urokosumi was gracious enough to dismiss me from my post so that my dishonor would not taint the reputation of the LaMutian garrison. What did you do? Forgive me, but I believe I hear my cook calling from the kitchen. I will attend to you later. Very well, I hope we shall speak again soon. Well, we'll go ahead and Bard, and let's go talk to Dubal. Oh, you've done it now. I'll be surprised if that old Surani ever spoke to you again. Why? What did I say? Nothing wrong, no. At least not by the standards of the kingdom. But Sumani, he's not of the kingdom now, is he? At least not so as the kingdom way of thinking. Those folks in Mikella have queer ways of looking at a thing, and by me reckoning you just insulted his honor by bringing up his getting the boot from the garrison. I didn't mean to offend him. I was just curious. As any would be. But the Surani now, they honor old honor and ways above all else. And if they be lacking in honor, they feel they've no right to live. If not for a wee lie I told him a year or more ago, I suspect he would have ended his life by now. But what did he do to warrant a dismissal? I can't say as I've been exactly talkative about it, but as I'm a dwarf, I've poked around a bit, and I've pieced together the truth of the tale. It seems about 3 years ago, Sumani was mistakenly assigned the duty of standing watch over the LaMutian graveyard. Now, he had already stood a double watch that day, so a friend of his could tie the marital knot, and he had been up late the night before, attending to a laboring calf. Unfortunately, some clod working for the Jarl forgot to take note of that fact, and arranged that Sumani stood watch for 26 hours. Try as he might, he eventually fell victim to exhaustion and nodded off his post. But it wasn't his fault. True, but 'tis not the end of a tale. When his relief came, it was a certain arrogant bastard captain whose family had some few of Sumani's family. As punishment, he forced Sumani to sleep the next night in a freshly dug grave, along with the corpse of the recently dead of the consumption. The idiot clerk's mistake was eventually found out by Urokosumi, but Sumani felt as if he brought the dishonor on himself in his former house by falling asleep. That's terrible. And he's still living with this on his conscience? That's a problem. The Surani would nearly poison themselves or run themselves through with a thing like that on their minds. They simply haven't had the experience of knowing to let go of a mistake and go on. Fortunately, he's learned the kingdom way of dealing with a problem. And he will not jabber with us anymore. And we can't ask him anymore. But, yeah. Heck of a story, isn't it? And we'll go ahead and check in with the captain. The Heavy Metal Gate greeted their arrival. When they were there at last allowed entry to the garrison, they were pleased to. They were led back to a meeting with Captain Belford. Pleasantries were exchanged as the men shook hands. You and your men have done a good job in this area, Captain, said Owen. It's no longer martial law, I see. Belford sat a little straighter in his chair. Thank you. I've had patrols out rounding up every pointy-eared bast. He called himself, remembering Goraf was in the room. Well, we've captured a number of more held prisoners, the last group of which had some large dogs with them. We didn't have food to keep them, and they seemed harmless, so we turned them out and trained beast hounds, no doubt, Owen said. Probably out looking for us. They thanked Captain Belford for his information and left. So, yes, we will see quite a few beast hounds roaming the hills around this area if we stick around. But we don't have any reason to really stick around. Our goals lie southward and then westward. But just for the heck of it, I think we'll take a quick trip through LaMut to see if maybe Owen will want to talk to his aunt now, or if Captain Finn has anything to say for us at the gateway to the Inquindel Pass. At the very least, we might be able to get Goraf a slightly better sword. And yes, still Owen refuses to talk to his aunt. Such a shame. Because I would love to hear him explain why he is traveling around with a Mordhell. And, yep, Beast Hounds. Thankfully, I think we can get rid of them. Okay, this works on trolls. It should totally work on dogs, too. That fire potion is powerful stuff. I didn't take any pleasure in doing that. What are you two doing back up here again? Prince Aruf is sending you on another secret mission? Of a sort, we're looking for a book that was lost. Well, just between us, don't think this would be a damn peculiar place to find a book. It's not like any of us ever get the opportunity to sit still long enough to read a book, and as far as the Moradhel go, I don't think that stealing books would be very high on their list of priorities. Is the Encladel passable? Either you two are gluttons for punishment or just right thick. No, the Encladel isn't open. A few weeks ago, they blasted it shut again. Personally, I think we should leave the damn thing closed, but our orders are our orders, so my men have started packing things up again. I don't know why King Liam is so bent on keeping the passage open to our Mengar, but then again, I don't suppose that's my place to wonder why. Thanks for your information, Lieutenant Finn. Okay, so yes. Still no reason for us to go that way. Well, I think I'll go ahead and close this chapter out here, since there's nothing left to do to sneak back to the Makmordain Kadal, and next time we will, in earnest, begin the journey to the Elven Forests and Thomas of Elvandar. We'll see you then.